Good afternoon, welcome back to In My Mama's Kitchen. Continuing the appetizers for your upcoming Super Bowl party. I'm going to be doing two different things. I'm going to be doing queso, and then I'm also going to be doing pigs in a blanket. So I'm going to start off with the queso. Just take a block of the processed cheese. I use Velveeta. They've got just a regular yellow that we all know and love, and then they've also got a white queso. You can do that. This is infinitely customizable. What I'm doing now is I'm just chopping up the Velveeta into blocks or cubes, and then I'll be putting it into my crock pot. This stuff is sticky and messy, but it tastes oh so delicious. Really easy to cut up. My cutting board is making noises today. Now, what I'm going to be putting in my queso, I'm going to be putting in a can of the Rotel. I'm going to put half a can of Wolf Brand chili and then about a cup of paste picante sauce. I also make this with taco meat in it. I'll just cook up some taco meat, throw that in there, and that's also very good to do. And you don't have to use Wolf Brand chili, it's just what I grew up on and what I love. You can use any other brand, you can even use your own homemade chili. And I'll also be adding some milk in here to thin this out and help it melt so it doesn't scorch. So let me wash my hands and I'll be right back. So I've got the cheese in there. I'm going to add in a whole can of the Rotel, and you can use mild, spicy, hot, whatever you want. I'm going to add in half a can, and this is a 15-ounce can of the chili. And I'm going to add in about a cup of paste picante sauce. You can do chunky, you can do mild, you can make it as spicy as you want. I'm also going to add in some milk. You might add more later. So let's go ahead and get this on. Hit the power. And I'm going to do it on high so it goes faster because, you know, I'm a big boy and I like my food. So just give this a good stir around. And then put your lid on. Now, if you have a crock pot with a lid that seals like these right here, do not seal it while it's cooking. That's only for traveling and transportation. If you seal it while it's cooking, even though it has a hole here for steam to get out, the steam does not get out and it will mess up your dish. I've learned this the hard way. I made queso once and I sealed it and the whole thing broke and I had to start all over from scratch, and that was pretty pricey because Velveeta is not cheap. So I'm going to stir this probably about every 15 minutes until it's all melted, and then we'll get started on the pigs in the blanket. So it's been cooking for 30 minutes, so let's go ahead and give it a good stir. And guys, you don't have to use a crock pot. You can do this in the microwave. You can do this stovetop. You just have to be very, very careful that you don't scorch it, which that can happen really quickly and easily in the microwave. So this is almost ready, actually. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some cream. I'm only going to add about a quarter cup just to give it a little bit of richness, you know, because it's not rich enough. This would also go great with the homemade tortilla chips that I made the other day. All right, so I'm going to turn this off actually, just let it go to warm. Our next appetizer that we're doing on this video is pigs in a blanket. I'm using these little smokies and crescent dough. You can use puff pastry. You can use your own homemade crescent dough. If you do that, good for you. You can use hot dogs. You can use vegan hot dogs. You can use anything you want. So let me cut these open. What I'm doing is I'm cutting these open, so I'm trying to cut these open because I want to get all the juice out. There we go. I like to call these technical difficulties. Drain these over the sink first. You want to dry them off so that your crescent dough or your puff pastry will stick to them easy. If they're wet, it will tend to fall off. So I'm just gonna dry those off a little bit. Grab another paper towel. All right, so let's set those aside. Now we're gonna start with our crescent dough. You can use the triangle ones as it comes out. I was lucky enough to get a whole crescent dough sheet. And you just wanna heat your oven to 350 for this. These are one of the easiest and most popular appetizers at parties. And there's my oven singing to me. So I'm gonna take the sheet. Now if you can't find the sheet crescent roll dough, just pinch the seams together on the the pre-cut ones. So as you can see, you don't really need a lot of space for these. So I'm just gonna cut them with a pizza cutter. And it doesn't have to be perfect. This is not a lot of art. It's not meant to be a lot of work. You can make these in advance. Don't freeze them. This dough does not freeze well. Now before I put these on my sheet, let me grab Miss Pam here. And then it's just a construction job. You can get your kids doing this. You can invite some party guests over early, have them help you do it. You just take it, wrap the dough around it, pinch the seam together, put it on your tray. So if I can do this, you can do this. Now there's no way Mom and I can eat all this, so I'm gonna be running some of these over to my sister-in-law's house for her and her husband and kids to eat. I'm gonna take them some of the queso too. But the queso will keep in the fridge for a good week. You can freeze it. You just need to let it thaw room temperature before you heat it up. Because otherwise it could break. And if it breaks, it's not pretty. And by breaking, meaning the milk and everything and the butter and the cheese and all that separates from each other. You can make these in advance and set them aside, ready to go into the oven. The whole point of your party is to have fun, not spend the entire damn day in the kitchen. And let's say you don't need to make a whole batch of these. You want to do half. You can take the other half of these little smokies and you can heat them up on the stove in barbecue sauce, teriyaki sauce. You can make a mustard dipping sauce for them. And that way you'll have two different forms of appetizers just out of one, product. And you might have people that are gluten-free and they can't eat the crescent roll dough. So that way you've got, something else for them as well. So as you can see, this is not taking a lot of time at all. And these are going to bake in the oven for about 7 to 10 minutes. Watch them. They're smaller, so they do bake up a lot more quickly. But these things are addictive. I could honestly probably eat the whole tray, but I won't. I've actually lost weight during this quarantine lockdown. Don't want to put it all back on. So here we go. I'm going to get these in the oven. So everything is ready. We've got our pigs in a blanket, our queso. This is some mustard for dipping if you don't want to dip your pigs in a blanket in queso, but why would you not want to do that? And I had 8 leftover little Smokies. Mom loves them in barbecue sauce, so I cooked those up for her. So she'll have a little snack on those. But I'm gonna try one. So first I'm gonna try the little Smokies in the barbecue sauce. Always a hit, great at any party. Now I'm going to try one of the pigs in the blanket in the queso. And stupid me did not let them cool down, so again, going to burn the hell out of my mouth. Very hot. But a guaranteed party pleaser. So you saw how simple it was to make all this. The queso in the crock pot. Again, you can do it on the stove or the microwave. Pigs in a blanket. Little sausages in barbecue sauce. You could also do a mustard sauce. You've got your queso, it's all there. Great little party. And with all the other stuff that I've made, you should have a great time. Mom did comment earlier that with me making all this, now we're not gonna have anything to eat on Super Bowl Sunday, but it's me, we'll have food. So, but I wanna thank y'all again for watching. Please like and subscribe. And again, send me your ideas. All of these were requests that people have sent in to me to do. And I've actually got one more to do, and I'll be doing those tomorrow. So, but I hope you enjoy, and I hope you make these. Please let me know how yours turns out. Thank you, and have a great day.